Discovery, go and throttle up.
How are you? Well, that was a little bit early. Huh? SpaceX should be going live very, very soon here. Have you seen the new BeamNG update? WENHOP. WENHOP. Dude, I've already chugged coffee. I'm good.
I mean, there seems to be other things like how are you sure the pad is clear? You've got to make sure.
It's
gotta make sure
8:50 in the morning right now.
Clear the beach when the weather's like this. How do you make absolute
So,
sure it's clear?
yeah, I freaking woke up and I was expecting them to not like test right now. Like, I was expecting them to at least wait till like noontime. They usually never test in the morning. They've only done that once. So I'm like, literally 5 minutes ago, I was asleep. I told you yesterday. You didn't tell me crap, man. Don't give me that. Oh, I told you they're going to test it right away. No, shut up. You didn't say that.
Peeking out of anything.
I'd say that it's going to launch right now.
We're gonna see. You can really see. Look, there is.
You need to go back in the chat log. No, you can go back in the chat log and see that you say it, but if I don't acknowledge it, then it doesn't freaking matter. Because that means I didn't see it.
So
Discovery, go and throttle up.
You did, though. I did not. I did not.
We've got so many hours watching the tanks, and it's like, oh yeah, look. The
Just Space.
Like, oh, that means it's about 12 minutes.
10-month resub, and then Mac Parts with 1,000 bits. Morning, bro. I'm a second NASA interview today at 1.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey! Cool, man. Soul, 21-month resub. Chief, what's going on? I hope you're feeling okay. No, I feel like a pile of poop right now, but we'll be fine. How's SpaceX stream? Yeah? Anything? Nothing. Interesting. This is a nice view of a palm tree.
Starship's
Yeah.
gonna take off. Like, who even knows at this point?
Friend,
Sorry,
buongiorno.
there's some adrenaline going over here, y'all. I don't know if you can.
Oh.
I don't know if y'all worked that out.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we still do not have any official T0 to report other than what Elon tweeted and what we've observed. So I'm going to move.
Hey,
my
Harry,
time
how are
right
you?
now to local time because I don't want to say it's T-minus 7 minutes.
Excuse me. Where hop? Somewhere in
Discovery,
this
go and
area
throttle
right
up.
here.
It just means we don't know.
Hey,
exactly
Hidgy.
when.
Long time no
But
see.
there's
How are
been a
you?
launch based on a lack
No,
of
the palm
recent
tree is actually gonna
information.
hop. It's a
As
new
soon as we get
SpaceX
sufficient
design. It's gonna.
information From SpaceX, we will bring back our T-minus clock.
We're flying blind here, chat. We're flying blind. Like,
Quite literally.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
I'm frantically checking all the different cameras to see if this.
You back up?
You can just barely see the tops
Yeah,
of the
need
tanks there.
Jetty Park,
Every now
dude.
and then.
Jetty Park.
Oh,
Do it.
I like this super chat here. €5 from Jory. Says, you guys better start designing your
One
own
palm.
spacecraft. We need Jack and Mary on the scene when the first crewed Starship lands on Mars. That's great.
I did see that, Havix. We talked about that yesterday.
And it did that thing where it didn't pop up there. Sorry about that, y'all.
it happens.
Yeah, these things happen. Sometimes, sometimes super chats don't show up on the screen. Sometimes fog shows up and we can't see Starship. All kinds of things can happen.
You never know what you're gonna get when you tune into a NASA spaceflight stream here. I guess.
Who is Das talking to here? I've never heard that
Be a
guy
good
on here
time.
before. Who is that?
In Indy, it's always a good time with us. What are we talking about?
Always a good time.
It's always a good time.
I'm so
let me
happy
keep
that palm tree is waving.
I know, right?
Oh,
Really
okay,
quick.
Thomas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me keep running through some super chats here while we wait for more
Really quick,
information.
Chris, can you actually check the back channel, please? I have an important message for you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Fran, I know what
King
you
Under
mean.
the
I
Stars.
need some
Go
espresso.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King Under the Stars with $10 just said. So is Elon going to work on an FTL bubble drive? I don't know what a bubble drive is, but I
Oh,
see an
warp
LOL
drive.
after that. So. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So.
oh, here we go.
Well, I see an.
Okay, here we go. Let me just give this a refresh, make sure we're up to speed. Jeez, it's early. Wow, they usually never do that. I think they've done one static fire before noontime in Starship's testing, like ever. This is really, really early. How do we know they have engine chill? Well, them going live is a pretty good indicator of it, man. I think they will recycle. Mimbo, don't say that, please. DIA, what's up, man? Maybe it's going to be a new tradition. Oh, please no. Please no. Mason, how are you? Drummer, good morning. God, dude, I'm just toast right now. They're now ready to dip the Starship into the royal pudding, as is tradition. Fresh pots, dude. I already had a coffee. I'm already. Look, I drank
Discovery,
the
go at
hot
throttle up.
coffee, man. Like I already need more coffee, man. Ethan, hey man. My wife threatened to divorce me when I said I was going to
Discovery,
give our
go at
daughters a
throttle up.
silly name, so I called her bluff. Oh God. All right. Lulz, 29-month
In the
resub.
fog is SpaceX's Starship test vehicle number 11. It was just over 3 weeks ago we launched number 10 from the adjacent pad at the Starbase facility in Cameron County, Texas.
John.
For today's test, we are counting down to launch of Starship number 11
Okay.
to a 10-kilometer altitude in just under 4 minutes from now.
Thanks, Boo.
Now, as with our
Look
last
like a pile
test,
of
today's
crap.
flight is to gather data on using flaps to control
why.
Starship as it descends back to the landing pad before lighting its Raptor engines for touchdown. Now, we're going to do our best to find a camera view for the webcast, but as you can see, fog is everywhere
Okay.
at Starbase in Texas.
That's right, Flankin. They aren't screwing around. Well, behind me is Pad A.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Pad B is over there somewhere. This camera's by the landing pad. Hey, Urban Venture, 40-month resub. John sounds sleepy as well. Bauxy, it's 6 in the morning out on the West Coast right now, out in Hawthorne, 6 a.m. or 5:57 a.m. It's really early over there. Like, I don't see any West Coast viewers in the chat. Any people that, that I know are from out there, they're all asleep, man. Hey, oh yeah, Zonic, yeah, there you go. The Europeans, though, this is like, you guys are just sitting there going like, oh!
Discovery, go at
Oh,
throttle
there
up.
we go. There, all right. USA is better than the EU. Where's your Starship model, then? Oh, wait, you don't have one. That's where you're wrong, kiddo. Canada loves this channel. Oh, thanks, eh? I just have to make sure that I have, my customary
T-minus 2
maple
minutes
syrup
and
here
counting.
just sitting on my
We have
desk.
completed propellant
No,
loading,
just in case we need
both
to,
the methane fuel and the liquid oxygen
get
on
some
board
Canada up in
Starship
here.
test vehicle number 11.
Is NSF using SpaceX's camera? I don't think so. It's going now, yeah. And yeah, they're it's somewhere in there. See this kind of like foggy shape right there? There's a Starship in there. Do you think we could track SN11 exhaust from the fog? You'll see it. If this is like a Vandenberg launch,
Discovery,
jeez, Geeson. That's 10 subs. Man. They can't do a perfect landing while we can't see it. You know they're going to. You'll see it. If it's like Vandenberg, it'll light up all the clouds.
T-minus 1 minute.
Okay. Burb. Well, it sounds like it's a little windy too. Yeah, that's right, Panther. That's the snipers can't see the target.
T-minus 42 seconds. We're counting down. We are retracting the quick disconnect from the vehicle. And
You always ask, when hop? Well, 30 seconds. We will when hop. Okay. Let's see what happens. Only Soyuz can launch in these conditions.
2 prevo cycles.
Okay, tri-vent should close and open by now. 10 seconds. Here we go.
10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
All right, let's fly today then. Okay, here we go. All right, that looks right. Ooh. 3 good plumes right there, guys. Everything looks real nice there. Whoa.
T plus 33 seconds.
Lox
Starship
tank!
test vehicle
Lox
number 11
tank!
ascending
Oh,
on the
that
starbase in
was
South Texas.
awesome!
1 kilometer altitude.
Dude, we've never seen that before. It took me a second. I'm like, that's the downcomer. What is the, what?
We've heard the call out. We're over 1 kilometer up. Views from the external camera on Starship number 11 looking back towards the starbase facility in the fog in South Texas.
Small fire in the piping? Where? Mac, everything looks good here. Some insulation's burning off. Just a little bit behind me. Oh no, that's the locked vent line. Everything looks okay. Oh no. It's gone now? Yeah, right on. I mean, Mac, stuff it's like on SLS. The stuff goes higher, right? The pressure goes down, stuff doesn't burn as well. Alright. I think that's just the fog, Praga. I mean, it's SLS insulation, Mac, right?
4 kilometers altitude.
Okay. 2.7 miles up.
T plus 2 minutes. We're getting ready to shut down the first of the 3 Raptor engines.
Okay, watch. One of these is gonna pop off and then zip. There it goes. You're gonna get some residual fire. That's totally normal. That engine flame out looked real good. That fire is back.
T plus
I
2
see it
minutes,
up
21
there, Mac,
seconds. You
top
can see
right.
we have shut down the first of the 3 engines on time as planned.
It doesn't look like it's anything leaking. It looks like something burning off. Gimbals are compensating. Now you should see the other one shut off here, and it should click out and go to the right. It looks like it's just insulation, man. If the engine was leaking something, it would be a lot more fiery, am I right? So there's the plume being illuminated by the sun.
Plus 3
I know,
minutes,
Mimbo.
continuing to climb on power of 2 engines.
I can't believe
We're
this thing's
past
flying
8
right now. I
kilometers.
seriously can't believe it. Hey, Beefcake. One land? Soon. Are those rivets?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
It's not, no, they aren't rivets. They're, just welds. It's beautiful. Yeah, insulation burning off. Oh, hello. Hello?
T plus 3.5 minutes.
Hello?
You can see with the camera view, we have shut down the second of the 3 engines as planned.
Okay, she's
We're now
still
slowly
alive.
climbing to the final 10-kilometer altitude on the power of the single
so
Raptor
nuts.
engine.
So nuts,
Once
dude.
we're at apogee, we'll hover shortly, shut down the engine as we flip over, and then descend back towards the landing pad at Starbase.
It's already in the air, Pixel. We're already flying, dude. I'm
10 kilometers altitude.
okay.
Coming up at T plus 4 minutes, we're at 10 kilometers altitude, and we are getting dropouts on the camera.
6
but
miles
we
up.
continue to get telemetry from the Starbase, from the Starship vehicle. While we're waiting to reestablish video connection with the vehicle, we have shut down the third of the 3 Raptor engines as planned. We're now beginning the horizontal maneuver back down to the landing pad at the Starbase facilities. As we get close to land, we will ignite the 3 Raptor engines, flip to vertical, and then land on the thrust of a single Raptor engine. T plus 4 minutes, 40 seconds and counting, and it looks like we've got some camera views back again.
Yep. Okay.
6 kilometers altitude.
All right. She's falling down. They're venting off liquid
T
oxygen
plus
up there
5
on the
minutes,
left.
we're passing through 5 kilometers. A nice view from the exterior camera, showing one of the flaps on the
Downrange,
Starship
cross-range
test
control
vehicle number
airport
11.
Okay. So this is looking at the back, the port aft wing right now. Okay, stand by for the engine light. Should happen here very soon. They turned the tri-vent on. Landing engine chill has started.
Two kilometers altitude.
It's about a mile up right now.
1 kilometer altitude.
Less than that.
T plus 545,
0.6.
we've just passed through 1 kilometer altitude, getting ready
One
for
engine
the relay.
light. That that didn't sound good. Guys, that didn't sound good at all.
The
It did
framing
get hit
pan.
by something.
Yeah, I was watching it live and something hit the camera. Luckily, the
Can you
camera
guys-
was okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Jack, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
That.
Pretty sure he said that was awesome.
Okay.
No, Mac. Nothing.
We're back with you. As you can
All
see
right.
from the frozen camera view,
Well-
Okay,
we
hang on.
lost the clock
Hang on,
at
what's
T plus
the-
5 minutes, 49 seconds. Looks like we've had another exciting test of Starship number 11. A reminder again, this is a test series to gather data on entry of the Starship vehicle at subsonic speeds as it comes back to the landing zone. It does appear, though, that another exciting test, as we say. We don't have any good camera views to share with you right now, so with that, we are going to bring the webcast to a close. A quick recap, we had the nominal ascent, we maneuvered to horizontal when we got to 10 kilometers. The entry, we had some nice views from the exterior camera showing the flaps were quiet as we descended, but then we had the camera freeze up as we got into the engine ignition sequence, and so we're going to have to find out from the team what happened. But with that, we'd like to thank the team and bring the webcast to a close, and we'll be back with you with Starship, the next Starship test in the
Discovery,
near
go at
future.
throttle up.
So, Mary, if you're there, could you check in text to just let us know that you heard that and
Debbie?
you're good to go over there? Okay, Mary said she just checked in and she said she heard it, but she couldn't see anything. Okay, we had Jack and Mary both out there, y'all. We didn't get anything from.
To its belly flop orientation.
And it looks like SpaceX there has
It sounded like a
vehicle
flight termination,
video,
guys.
so we're
That's
going to
what
look
it
at
sounded
palm tree.
like.
And I'm watching. As soon as we get video from SpaceX, we'll be back on it.
Yep. So they are experiencing dropouts on the onboard
Look
camera.
at Hot Box's clip. Okay, all right, relax. Chad, relax. It's too early. Just relax, please.
Did it?
Oh.
Belly flopping. It's 6 kilometers. You're at a kilometer an hour. Look at that.
Whoa!
Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
Oh.
There is debris actively raining around.
Oh, that's bad. Total chaos, dogs and cats living together. Jeez, that was an in-flight pop, dude. They activated the Play-Doh, I'm pretty sure. That can I just get that one more time, please?
I switched to it here.
Headphone users, by the way. I didn't think it was going to be that loud.
Didn't get anything from SpaceX.
Did it?
They're good, Snap.
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
Does that mean it's not coming on then? South Padre caught it. Let me see. Dude, I think, guys, I think that thing missed the landing pad. It sounded like it was very off course. And judging by what folks are saying in chat, it sounds like it missed and landed in the camera pit. Come on, EJ, tell us what happened. Nothing good happened, I'll tell you that. No, Just Space, it's not even close. This is from what I've been told, this is a learning day. This is what's called a learning day, because see that? Yeah, it didn't do that. Yeah. I think it terminated. That's what that sounds like, guys. It sounds like it popped, and then it sounds like some fuel tanks hit the ground and delaminated, I guess is the right way to say that. That did not sound like it landed on the pad. It didn't sound like it landed anywhere near the pad. You're getting, on NASA Spaceflight stream, you're getting debris. Here, hold on.
Debris and pieces of.
Look. Listen.
Our camera.
You're getting debris in front. Okay, so look. You're getting debris in front of the pad. Oh dear. Okay, you see that piece right there? That's a wing actuator, I think. It's like a piece that moves the wings. And then there's definitely a piece of stainless steel right there. And let me just kind of think about the sound delay here.
Our camera. It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay, that big that you just heard, those are COPVs popping. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Hey, Shinar, what's going on? Happy Red Day, buddy. Those pieces appeared before the boom. Well, there's speed of sound versus speed of light, remember. I don't know, Chief.
Discovery, go at throttle
It's
up.
hard to say. My long hair is safe. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, TRP, 1813 sub.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Getting ready. Here they go.
There was an orange.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Yeah, this is not ideal.
Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
That boom, and then you hear the kind of tearing metal noise. That's the fuel tanks hitting the ground, and the stainless steel kind of ripping apart. One Prey, what's that? I can't. I'm not bringing Lab Padre up on stream just because I don't have permission to. So, fellas, I noticed something here. Take a look. There's debris on the ground over there before the explosion. Yeah. Yeah, see it over there? See it just moving around? Yeah, that's bad.
Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship.
No Kerbals were harmed in the making of this launch. Ooh. Flap failure? Dude, we don't know. The fog was screwing up all the I want to say it screws up all the telemetry, but it didn't screw up all the telemetry. It screwed up the cameras. A wing broke off? I don't think so, K3. No, Timmy only wants his stuff on his channel, Capcom. The fire is nothing, Kyron. It's fine. I mean, the chill down looked okay. Trying to look through here. The other engines didn't light, guys.
Look at that.
That was the last frame that we saw. It looks like these engines didn't even go.
Oh!
Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
Probably not like. I don't know if that's an impact or a flight termination, to be honest with you guys. I don't know. Yeah, microphone fell over? Yeah, maybe. Go to local time 8:06:08. Okay. Alright, let's see.
Did it?
Our camera,
It hit the ground. Okay.
our camera, flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from
Listen to the audio.
SpaceX.
Ooh.
There is debris actively raining around the camera. You can hear it on the mic. There was all sorts of pieces. You can see smoking pieces directly in front of the camera right there. That white thing down on the ground was not there before, and there was dirt.
That's not good. Yeah. Is it now good or bad that we had the fog? I think that was probably one of the more ridiculous RUDs you've seen, guys. Okay. From what we saw with the engine footage, right? It looks like they lit one Raptor and that's it. Something I don't think they got a Raptor relight.
Bring the webcast to it from the TV.
Let's back it up a little bit more.
Two kilometers altitude.
Yep, I mean, on to the next one. Tim's camera looked like a cluster bomb went off. Okay.
1 kilometer altitude.
T plus 545, we've just passed through 1 kilometer altitude, getting ready for the relight.
Yeah, that thing popped right after engine ignition. I mean, what's the timeline here? What's the timeline here between when it popped and when it
Passed through 1 kilometer altitude, getting ready for the relight.
It hit the ground. It didn't. I don't think it popped in midair. I think it hit the ground. I mean, a very preliminary guess, speculation. I have no idea what's going on. It sounds like the fog screwed with it and it didn't light in time. I think that landing probably looked like SN9. I think it kind of hit the ground upside down. It 100% popped. Thank you. Yeah, we know. We know. We know it popped. Debris landed really close to Tim's Camerons. Okay. I can't show Tim's stuff. I'm looking at Timmy's footage, dude, and see what we can see. You know what? Maybe, judging by the amount of debris falling, guys, it may have popped in midair. Now that I'm looking at Timmy's footage, there's stuff everywhere. When these things hit the ground, at least what we've seen from the past, it doesn't shoot off bits and pieces all over the place. Not like that. The antennas don't really have an issue with fog. Oh, okay. That's why, you know, we only had signal when it wasn't in the fog, Pythos. Yes, you're absolutely right. Dude, it literally got out of the fog and we had a nice clean picture. And then when it got back down to the fog, the picture stopped. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want to hear. Yeah, we got that LOX tank shot, though. That's pretty cool. Let's see here one more time.
It hit the ground. Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get any.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Timmy's stream and this, the debris doesn't. Sorry, it's too early. The debris doesn't fall from the sky like that. From the other pictures, dudes. Flip picture. Oh, Trevor got a little bit of a nice picture. That's great. Are you okay? I'll be fine. I mean, there's some real debris that's really close here, guys. It definitely popped. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It could have hit the ground. I mean, we don't know. I'm gonna need. Somebody said it in chat. We're gonna need an RGV flyover here in a second. But
Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
yeah, that's definitely COPVs hitting the ground, and then the thing that you hear right before that definitely sounds like stainless steel tanks hitting the ground. All that matters. What's that? Hopper has survived. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Read last, please. Yeah, there's too many people in here, Jackal, and I'll be honest, man. I'm a little bit on the tired side. You're gonna have to excuse me.
Engines are getting ready. Here they go.
There was an orange.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Did it?
Our camera.
It hit the ground. Okay.
Our camera. Flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera.
Is it possible that SpaceX intentionally popped it because of the fog? They don't know if people are out there. That's no. No, that's not what happened. Everybody's clear on purpose. They didn't pop it because somebody's sneaking around out there in the bushes. They wouldn't know if they're there or not.
Switched to it here. We didn't get any.
I mean, let me look at. Hang on. Let's look at this footage here. Let me just time something. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, it popped in midair. It was about 6 seconds after initial engine ignition here, and the landing burn takes longer than 6 seconds. So we started hearing pops about 6 seconds after we saw the first Raptor ignite. So yeah, that's something popped in midair. Either they terminated it or it exploded. I mean, you're unlikely to get a plumbing. I don't think you're going to get a plumbing problem that's going to catastrophically fail like that. I mean, that's pretty unlikely. But I mean, I don't know, man. NSF says they're going to run their
any
replay.
visibility of it.
Okay.
SpaceX lost their cameras. The vehicle cameras showed nothing. All the SpaceX remote cameras didn't have any
The
visibility.
sniper got it
But
in the fog.
here
FUI.
is what we got. And Michael, let's get ready to go replay mode if we could. We're
Discovery,
going to
go at throttle
pull
up.
this up. Slightly confusing scene here, but we definitely want the whole
A cascade? What? No, it's you're not gonna get a cascading failure that's gonna destroy the vehicle at this point in testing. If Raptor engines don't ignite, it's not gonna repressurize and like almost fix itself. That's not gonna happen. I can say that pretty conclusively. But now that I said it, that means that's probably what happened, because whatever happens is always the opposite of what I say.
The test site, right? Placed there with permission from SpaceX, but this is the view that camera caught, not of the launch, but this is about 20 seconds before whatever happened, right? Let's get that playing. Palm tree is smooth. That's what we like to see.
SpaceX lost connection to SN11, so they couldn't see. So unfortunately, the FTS have to be activated for safety. Does anybody have a source for that, Dio? Yeah, Snap, I saw it doing this too. I don't know where that account's getting its information from. Krasnu, what's that? A high production rate solves many ills. That's coming from Elon. That doesn't really explain much. They're saying employees said so in the thread. More pics from Trevor coming soon. At least the crater is in the right place. I have something special. Here's the secret that I promised earlier. You know, these bots keep coming up. They keep showing up, so that means that somebody's actually clicking on that, which is... Alright. Are you late? Here. Shinar, what's Eric saying? Trevor said the vehicle's rotating.
I feel like Doss is just sitting there watching it, withholding it.
No, I'm not. I'm
Oh, I was...
confirming that we're there. The test site, right? Because it takes time for the... There's another piece. But watch here. Watch the right of the... There it goes. Behind that cat generator.
Yeah, yeah.
Stainless steel falling out of the sky.
So I guess it is worth mentioning, crater in the right place doesn't necessarily mean nothing there was damaged.
Jeez,
just
fine.
that crater in the right place means if it was going...
Markers, there's not much of a difference between 10 and 11. There's going to be a huge difference between this Starship and the next one. Yeah, that really, guys, that really doesn't... So, this camera is looking south across Highway 4 right here, up at the site. So, you see this building right here? That's the reinforced concrete building on the launch pad. So that means that pad A is right here and pad B is right here, and the landing pad is over here. The landing pad is over there. So consider that when you see debris over here in front of the tank farm. Don't whisper me links, please. If you have something useful to say, please say it in chat. BD, we really couldn't see anything, dudes. Ooh.
The cameras that I was watching on the feed, like SpaceX's cameras on the ground didn't even have a visual of it.
Oh, yeah.
It was once it cleared the fog deck, we got.
Yeah, that popped in midair and showered debris everywhere. Did you see that?
On the feed,
Yeah, I
like
whispered you link. Yeah, I know. I just said not to do that, please.
Oh yeah.
It was once it cleared the fog deck, we got the internal engine camera. Like finally was clear enough to show us the engines. I mean, SpaceX didn't even go to that shot.
Dude, something landed near the camera. Look, something moved the camera shot.
Fog deck.
Watch.
We got
something
the internal engine camera. Like finally was clear enough to show us the engines. I mean, SpaceX didn't even go to that shot until after it was above.
Something moved it. There's nobody out there, you guys. Something landed next to the camera and made it go. It hit the camera. Their solar panels got destroyed.
Of the cloud deck.
Chris, the yucca took a hit.
Oh, where?
Look, there's a yucca standing
there's
in
one
the middle,
gone.
right
Yeah,
here. Right here, look, it takes a hit from a piece of shrapnel, and it cuts the top off that yucca. Watch this. I really hope those are yuccas.
Oh!
Wham!
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Oh! Get wrecked, nerd.
Whew. Oh, jeez.
Hey, Fusilier.
I mean, this is literally like what you're looking at. Like, you know, there's a reason we sign agreements.
Yeah,
you know,
there is.
There's
That's
a reason.
true.
There's a reason we understand this is a risk.
Yeah.
And things like that. Because I mean, look at where this came down and what the camera was able to capture. Like this camera easily could have been. I mean, an inch more. The one that actually hit the camera, like an inch, half a meter. You know, like you know, a centimeter more one direction. That.
Etronix, hopefully nobody got hurt. That's why they need an FAA safety inspector there to make sure that no one's in the blast radius in case one of these things pops, guys. I don't think anybody has IR out there.
The sound embedded in this video, y'all. Let me see if there's some way that I can pull. I don't have a way to play the stereo audio. Let's put it that way. If I pipe it in over my headset, it's not going to come through stereo for y'all because my communications channel is a mono channel. So let me work on a way to get y'all that stereo audio, and maybe if I get that audio to Brady.
All right, fellas, look, just watch.
Because my communications channel is a mono channel. So let me work on a way to
So why is there a tree branch? Why is there a tree branch coming from that direction?
On a way to get you all that stereo audio, and maybe if I get that audio to Brady, it could be cut together with this video here. That might be a thing, but I'm gonna work on that. What?
Guys, so the landing pad's over here. Landing pad is over here. The tank farm is right here. Pad A is right there, and pad B is over here. This camera's looking south, so the road is right in front of us. See the telephone pole? The road's right in front of us in this picture. The palm tree is on the side of the road. There's the back gate for the launch site right there. The landing pad's over here. Once again, if a Starship had landed, it would be right here. But we're getting debris over here. We're getting debris over here. There's debris coming down over here. There's enough to throw a branch this way. There's a big enough piece of debris that it took out the plant, like Das said.
Let's put it that way. If I pipe it in over my headset, it's not going to come through stereo for y'all because my communication channel is a mono channel.
Guys, I think this is a new Elon tweet.
So let me work on a way to...
Okay. Looks like Engine 2 had issues on ascent and didn't reach the operating chamber pressure. Looks like Engine 2 had issues on ascent and didn't reach the operating chamber pressure during the landing burn, but in theory it wasn't needed. Something significant happened shortly after landing burn start. Should know what it was once we can examine the bits later today. I know, Diaz. I saw it. I saw it, but I didn't say anything because last time it wasn't an issue. It's very clear that one of the Raptors isn't. See, this is what the flame should look like. So you get nice overexpanded plume like that. That's perfect. That one, no. Yeah, Jim, right. Elon probably did that on purpose, man. That one is underexpanded. There's no underexpanded plumes here. Not yet, at least. It's not high enough. These are all overexpanded. That one's just a different color. Color change in the image be an explosion? Hard to say. Yeah, that one. Well, okay. How? So it's not getting up to chamber pressure. That could be. That could be 1,000 things why it's not getting up to chamber pressure, guys. That could be the. It could be the igniter. It could be the injector plate. That could be 1,000 different things. That's like saying a car engine doesn't run very well. It's like, okay. That's 1,000 different things, man. Serial number 52 had the different color. You're an injector plate. Ow. Hang on. There's something else I want to see. Sabotage? No. It's full flow stage combustion cycles, guys. I tell you, we get spoiled by SpaceX. They make it look really easy. So this camera from the other side here. See how this one is like a bluish almost? This one is not. That's what Elon's talking about. Yeah, see, something's going on with that thing. So, something you can tell from a rocket engine, right, is you can tell from the plume coming out of a rocket engine is a nice uniform plume. Everything should be nice and uniform. It should be very, 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 very right. Like very symmetrical. That's not symmetrical right there. See how it's like fiery over here and then it's a little bit fiery over there? Sometimes these things come out and the plumes come out in weird shapes. As long as it's nice and symmetrical, that means you're getting a nice clean burn. But yeah, that is indicative of low chamber pressure right there. See this? That right there? And then this up there like that? Yeah. See how that's not happening over here? That's the methane tank, guys. Locks down comer. Header tank. That's the methane tank. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the engine itself, not the nozzle, it was on fire. Burst my bubble. Sure, Jackal. Yeah, you know more. That's fine. Someone in chat knows more than me about this. Just please tell me more. That's nuts, man. Debris like 5 miles away. Yeah, some. I mean, it's got, I don't know, dude. It's hard to say. Like, without the fog, you can't really say what it is. He never said anything like that. You just literally said, sorry to burst your bubble, but the engine itself, not the nozzle, was on fire. Yeah, okay. You literally just said that. Don't try to weasel your way out of it. You know what you said. Stick with it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Yep. I meant make you talk, seriously. You know I can't tell tone from text, right? Because it's text, man. You gotta bear with me here. Put like an emote after it if you're just saying something or something. Like, I can't tell tone otherwise. It's too early, man. See, like this, that stuff right there, it's just insulation burning off, dude. If there was a fire in the engine that was like a plumbing leak or something, the fire would be a little bit more substantial. But you also got to remember that fire burns a little bit differently up at this altitude, all right? Once again, if there was some type of leak going on here, it would be a lot hardcore than that. A lot more hardcore than that. It's just insulation burning off. See? This kind of stuff happens. SpaceX doesn't... They don't really have Raptors fully under control from what I can tell. They'll get it, though. It's just going to take some time. That sort of failure with the FAA inspector president. So what? This is from Matt? Okay, what's Matt got here? Let's hear it. That guy said it right. That didn't sound good. Engine leaks that cause fires are very aggressive. The fire we usually see in the engines during flight is just low pressure. It's just insulation burning, guys. If it's one thing the SLS green run taught me, it's just insulation burning off. See up there on the left? That stuff happens. Rocket engines get hot. Kind of is how it rolls. But on my grain silo, mate, 5 miles out. Debris 5 miles away. Yikes, man. That's ridiculous. What is this? What is this post here? Home meets road. That's not something I would be touching. Okay. How far is this out? $5 miles out. Ooh. That's not... What is that for the Euro, guys? It's like 9 kilometers away. Hold on. Eight kilometers away. Okay. It looks like... I mean, it's insulation, right? that looks like insulation from a plumbing line or a COPV or something. Guys, so here's what I'm thinking. And, you know, people will probably be like, no, EJ, that's wrong. And whatever, it's fine. A flight termination system wouldn't blow up debris that hard, that far. 5 miles away? How is debris gonna shoot that far away if it doesn't hit the ground hard? I don't think we had a flight termination system here. Well, I mean, we may have, like, but that's the thing, like, what are you gonna... I suppose if it popped from a higher altitude and then everything hit the ground and bounced, maybe. It could be from, yeah, one of the COPVs when, you know. Where's Isla Blanca Park comparatively? Let's take a look. I mean, the flight termination system is designed to keep the debris contained in one area. That's why they're there. It's... Okay. Winds? You think winds are going to carry something like that, Boo? That's debris. So the landing site's over... Jeez. Yeah, I can't explain that one. That's one hell of an explosion, man. 5 miles away? It could have fallen off during ascent. Yeah, that's possible. We have a cut of meteorology. So if you guys are just in here, the SN11 is no more. It has ceased to be. Yeah, the winds. The winds are blowing north. That's what happened. Look at the cloud. See what I'm talking about? New Elon tweet. What's up? So yeah, SN11 flew and it didn't work very well. So, Adam Klotz asks Elon, after cleanup, will you roll out SN15 and perhaps BN1 too? Elon Musk says, SN15 rolls to the pad in a few days. It has hundreds of design improvements across structures, avionics, software, and engines. Probably useful there. Hopefully one of these improvements covers this problem. If not, then retrofit will add a few more days. Gotta admire that guy's freaking tenacity. Stuff blows up. He's like, man, we'll try it again. It's no problem. Wonder if he'll expand the keep out zone. Yeah. What happened to 12, 13, and 14? 12. So, okay, the next one to fly is 15, guys. 12, 13, and 14 were scrapped because of iterative improvements. So SpaceX, a little while back, had a little bit of a breakthrough with 15's with a new Starship design. And they basically said, what's the next Starship that we haven't even produced parts for yet? And they said, the people at the build site said, well, the next one would be 15. And they said, good. Make 15 this new design, and any Starship that's not like 80 to 90% complete, just scrap it. So 12, 13, and 14, which were like 1 or 2 pieces at that point. This was like 4 or 5 months ago. They just scrapped them, and then they started building 16, 17, and 18. Only even-numbered starships are the most successful. AP, consider the thing sent. Yeah. Consider it sent. Yeah. Sent very hard. You want to hear it? Here, listen. That's space flight, now space flight has some good, footage for you here. Here, let's see if I can get it dialed in. Trying to look around here. Okay, ready? Here you go. Headphone users, you might want to.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Watch.
Did it?
Our camera,
It hit the ground. Okay.
our camera, flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from
Listen to the audio.
SpaceX.
Ooh.
So that's coming from our buddies over at NASA Spaceflight. They, yeah, something went wrong there. Something went really wrong there. There was stuff landing all around the camera, like stuff landing in the dirt flying everywhere. It looked like a freaking war zone up in there. Yeah, Harmon, I think the problem was right around when the thing went, you know. Tim lost like $50,000. I don't think that's, I'm not gonna say that's not, geez, it's not what's going on. How many Raptors have they smashed up now? I've lost count, Jim. So 8, 9, 10, and 11. So let's see. That's 3 engines per 12 Raptors. Hey, at least the mullet is safe. Yep. Yeah. Any word on if it was a spontaneous boom or flight termination system? You know, Bum, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Elon said on Twitter that they had a problem with Raptor reignition again. And maybe, guys, you you could sit here and say like, oh, well, there's a problem with the Raptor engines. It could be the design. It could be that. We'll, like I said, see what happens with 15. Yeah, and SN4, I guess so. So, oh, jeez, I'm sorry. It's too early. I'm sorry. I'm still like half asleep. It scrubbed again? No, it didn't scrub. What's the status of 15? Rollout in 3 days. From what Elon was saying, Zero. Raptor needs redesign. You sure about that? It got vaporized. It blew out to sea. You could say it scrubbed its landing. Yeah, sure. Sure, we'll go with that. That's fine. SN11 went hop and pop. Nice, bud. I like that. Clean audio from NSF with the camera. Okay. All right. Brady's got us some footage here. Let's see. He said headphone users, so headphone users. I'm turning the volume up so I can hear it. What happened? Well, Rizzy, watch the tree. See the tree right there? Watch the tree. consider it sent. So something, fellas, moved the camera. Something hit NSF's camera or something, or right near it. Look. Nobody's out there moving this thing. Something... Can you share the link? Yeah, this is my buddy Brady over at NASA Spaceflight. He posted it. My pick has it too. I don't know, man. I kind of see like two possible outcomes here. I mean, Lavi said it a little bit earlier, and it could be right. It could be a cascading failure that caused something to blow up, or the flight termination system. I'm gonna come down in favor of the flight termination system. That sounds like it was intentionally aborted. But once again, I don't know. I'm just some guy on the internet. Who knows? Das builds strong cameras. His PTZ cameras are pretty damn cool, Phil. The real question is, was SN11 carrying branches? I do not think that it was, bro skill. Here, let's watch it again. Once again, this is coming from our buddies over at NASA Spaceflight. Let's see what we got here. Dude, the explosion comes from over here, but we got branches coming in from frame right. That's not good. There's a lot of debris. More debris in Isla Blanca Park. Let me see. Yeah, those are pieces of insulation that got caught up in the wind. Yeah, the wind is blowing north right now, guys, so they're pieces of insulation that got stuck in the wind. That's bad. Okay, that's what I call heavy rain. So, who's gonna clean this up? SpaceX gonna have to do that. They had to go fish out pieces of SN9 from the marsh next to the launch pad. So, well, I hope it's not asbestos. Yeah, Jim, that's why like when the guy was like holding it in his hands, I'm like, I wouldn't be touching that. Who's gonna pick it up? Not it. Nose goes. He thinks it was the methane tank, not the LOX tank. Who does, Spaceflight? Have you checked eBay yet? It'll be there. I don't know what that means, Airborne. Did you see the landing leg in front of the camera with skirt attached? Okay. So this was just detonating after landing? I don't think it detonated after landing, Tip. It sounded like the flight termination system was activated. There is no graphite. You're delusional. 3.6 bar chamber pressure. Not great, not terrible. Yeah, this sounds like flight termination, guys. It's one big explosion all at once, and then a bunch of debris comes back down. Once again, this is footage coming from my buddy Brady over at NASA Spaceflight. My pick, can you link up Brady's footage? Something big lands right here. Watch. I'm looking for it. Watch. Ready? Oof. Here, I'll get you guys the link. Yeah, it's... Is that what everyone was trying to say? That big piece is the... Okay, hold on. Let's give me a reset here. Let me slow it down and see. Oh dear. Oh, okay. Can you explain? Oh, jeez. Can you explain how the flight termination system works? They're literally two big bricks of plastic explosives attached to the side. They're attached in a critical structural area, so if it blows up, it shreds the vehicle, like putting a grape into a blender. Where this thing came down is probably about 300 feet, I'd say, about 100 meters, give or take, in change from the landing site. Landing site's way over there. It's about a soccer pitch away, that way. So, the landing pad, I mean, keep in mind, these are old pictures, so that camera is right here in this patch, and it's looking south this way. That piece of debris came down right here. The landing pad is right here. Well, it's actually more like right here, give or take. And that thing came down right there. That's more than 100 meters. Yikes. That's almost 500 feet away. That's a pretty big piece to go that far. That tells me that this thing was coming down this way. And it popped when it started to go near the tank farm. But Elon did say that it landed in the right place. So, I don't know, man. Tyler Gray, Brownsville, Downs, Inspiration live streams. Okay. Too much stuff, man. I'm still freaking waking up. The hopper is still alive. Nice. Yeah, we saw the radar already, Jim. Another person holding debris. Yeah, I wouldn't be touching that, but all right. Not because it's like illegal or anything, but you don't know what's in that. You don't know what's in that stuff, man. And people were saying we don't need the FAA to monitor SpaceX. Yeah, curious that I hear nobody talking about that today, Kim. Very curious, huh? Bloody amateurs. I don't see anybody saying anything about that today. Yesterday, people were ready to go and pitchfork the FAA. Yeah, that's a good point. Navy SN11 decided to conduct a secondary hop. Dude, yeah, maybe, man. I mean, I missed the launch, slept in. Not an ideal day. On to the next one. Did you see, Joe, have you seen Brady's footage? Here. Here you go. Ready? Headphone users, you might want to... I'm going to say it one more time. Headphone users, you might want to... Or if you like it, you like rock, like you might want to turn it up. Here. Sounds great on headphones, yeah. This looks like incoming artillery, man. Can you link Brady's footage? Yeah, sure. I just gotta hang on, I gotta retweet it. Oof. Here. You should make this the GIF sub noise. I gotta ask NSF, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Perfect reaction for the explosion. Dude, what did I do? I think I was like, not good. Dude, look at this. Incoming! Get your head down! Patterson! Take out everything! You gotta kill the entire enemy army! Patterson, take them all out! That was Medal of Honor. It wasn't Call of Duty, but yeah. Broken Arrow! And it's gone. Your initial reaction? Let me see. What did I do? Double EJ. What does it mean?
Did it?
Our camera,
It hit the ground. Okay.
our camera, flying debris and pieces of Starship. There's stuff smoking on the ground in front of the camera. I switched to it here. We didn't get anything from SpaceX.
Oh, so stupid. Oh my god. Ooh, well that's not good. That's so stupid. Oh my god. So there's some new Elon tweets. Let's see. It's like the shock Pikachu face. Oh, all right. Okay, here we go. Some new tweets here. Next major technology revision is at SN20. These ships will be orbit capable with heat shield and stage separation system. Ascent success is probably high. However, SN20 plus vehicles will probably need many flight attempts to survive Mach 25 entry, heating, and landing intact. So SN20 is the V9 of the beta, more like version 10. Okay. Yeah, see, they're iterating. They're going fast, man. What does Boris and Sasha think of this? I know, it blew up, didn't it? It's kind of crazy. They're speechless. They're probably going to go through more. Yeah, Entropy, sure. Have a look at this. What's that, JW? Yeah, there's no source for that, dude. So, and I don't know that account. So take that one with a grain of salt. I don't know who runs that account, man. I love how Dogecoin dropped after the explosion. So, once again, guys, if you're just coming in with us, yeah, they 11 popped. It popped. It's not in one piece anymore. In fact, they're finding pieces of it 5 miles away, about 8 kilometers away. It didn't end well. I'm surprised they launched in this weather. They needed to get it off the pad. Honestly, Joe, that's it. They needed to get it off the pad. 15. Elon said 15's rolling in 3 days, dude. 15 and 16 guys are pretty much done. They have 2 more like ready to go right now. They're gonna roll 15 out faster than you think, and they have BN1 testing, Rocket Guy. That's true. It seems, Rocket Guy, that this variant of Starship has some nasty plumbing problems. It has plumbing problems. Every single one of these have had plumbing problems. Booster 1, Bruce, it's the serial number for the first stage. Chris's tweet regarding SN15. Does that mean anything they learned from SN11 is not fixed on SN15? On the well, not in this. Zaddy, every time you launch and every time the rockets are on and flying, you're gonna learn something. Could be it's just something you add to your data set. You know, you try something, you try running the test more and more, you're gonna get more information, you're gonna learn. They might not have necessarily taken anything away from it right now, but whatever they figure out what the failure is, if they do what's called tracing the fault tree, and you got to trace the fault tree. So that's the rocket scientist's way of saying figure out what went wrong and figure out why it went wrong. And oftentimes with this kind of stuff, when you have thousands of moving parts moving all at the same time in unison, the component that failed could have failed not because it's a bad component. It could have failed because of something else. You know, you see that stuff all the time with rockets. Inspiration 4 crew announcement happening now. Oh, that's neat. So I don't think they're gonna learn. They might not learn anything at this particular moment, dude, but it's just more flight time. It's more data added to their data set, fellas. So, yeah, they're going to attempt to land BN1. BN1 is a structural pathfinder, Butter, so they're not going to use it for flight, but they're going to use it to basically test how the vehicle goes together. I guess if you want to be like super positive about this, like they learned that the flight termination system works. Can we see a replay of the LOX tank? I don't think it's the LOX tank. I said it was the LOX tank, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Here, let me see if I can find it. Jackal, is that what you were talking about before? Ooh. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, let me take a look, dude. Yeah, I didn't see this before. Hold on. It's just stuff burning off, dude. So, Jackal, take a look, bud. So, something here auto-combusts. It basically just catches on fire by itself because it's so damn hot in there. What I'm looking for, dude, is the plume changing. If something goes wrong upstream of the combustion chamber, which is right around here, you'll see something change in the plume. The plume doesn't change. It's already a different color before this starts happening. Watch. So, wait for it. Now, seriously, I'm looking down here. This is the reason why I didn't see it. Let's see. Watch. Does the plume change at all? Does it change its shape? Not really. I think that's just stuff burning off, dude. But yeah, no, I can see how that's something that you'd want me to see. Are the gears deployed? Please consider, Elon, what did Elon say here? Please consider moving to Starbase or Greater Brownsville, South Padre area in Texas and encourage friends to do so. SpaceX's hiring needs for engineers, technicians, builders, and essential support personnel are all kinds of growing rapidly. Cool. Not watching Inspiration 4. See, Space Nerd, here's the thing. If I switch to Inspiration 4, people are going to ask me about Starship. If I don't switch to Inspiration 4, people are going to ask me about Inspiration 4. So I'm just kind of looking at Starship, man. We'll figure it out. But this shot... September 15th is the net date for Inspiration 4. Right on. Life Leader booster on the left, Crew 2 booster on the right. Okay. Everybody wants to see that now, guys. So we'll flip over to Inspiration 4.
Which is flying.
The Inspiration 4 crew announcement. We'll switch to that. And watch, in literally about 5 minutes, people will wonder why I'm not looking at Starship footage. Watch, it's going to happen.
Screens right now.
Let's see.
So the orbital altitude that we're going to reach of north of 540 kilometers is actually symbolic, especially when you think about all of the missions that are going to follow ours, including the return to the moon and then on to Mars.
Jack, I'll punch you in the face.
Additionally, we have reached out to a number of organizations to identify scientific research and other payload opportunities that our crew can support while we're on orbit. And I look forward to sharing some of those details with you a little bit later on. And with that, I'd like to hand it back over to Benji at SpaceX for some Q&A.
It's got a cupola at the top.
Absolutely. Wonderful to have you all here. It is an inspiration. We're going to use that word a lot on this mission, and it is. It's just awesome to see you all here.
Yeah,
as
but
I
you
mentioned
finished
before,
it, Jackal.
just knowing Jared, he's a great
I saw it,
person, and I can see that the team that we have here is a group of great people. So, without further ado, let's open it up for Q&A.
Why does it look like Starship, or not Starship, why does it look like Falcon 9 got the texture, whoever did this scene in 3D got the texture wrong, because Falcon 9 looks dirty, but it's shiny? Jeff Faust.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I wanted to ask either Jared or Benji a little bit more details on why you chose this specific mission profile, this altitude, the 3-day duration, and also the September 15th date, how that factored into all the planning.
No, they got
for
the
this
texture
mission.
wrong.
Thanks.
It's got the wrong shader on it.
I'm sure both Benji and I can contribute to the question, because it was a super collaborative effort, you know, between SpaceX and Inspiration 4. I think the idea of keeping a 51.6 degree inclination is to preserve all of the abort and recovery options that already that infrastructure that already exists to support other International Space Station missions. I think the 3-day duration is a good balance between the capabilities of the Dragon spacecraft and just how much time you want to spend in a pretty relatively small space for a couple days together. And then in terms of the altitude, I think that's probably the most special part of the mission, picking 540 kilometers.
I think it's live and not a background, dude.
Executing really well on International Space Station missions for some time now, but we're ready to go back. We're ready to go back to the moon, and we're ready to go beyond the moon to Mars. So I think kind of extending out a little bit farther than where we've been for some time right now is a good step in the right direction.
I'll add to that just for a moment. One part of Jeff's question there was the date, and I think it's important to note that one of our primary needs and goals is to service the space station, ensure that there is a constant crew up there doing all the great science that they do. So our next launch coming up, and a mission that in my mind we're already in, is Crew 2 mission, and of course Crew 1 mission is there. And following right on the heels, coming up in the fall, will be the Crew 3 mission. So as we look at that as being our priority that we need to set, we work closely with Jared to talk about dates and readiness for this crew. This crew, we believe the training will be able to be ready by September, as well as the Dragon that will be returning home from Crew 1. The refurbishment of that Dragon will be ready in time.
Hey,
so
Nick Todd, what's
it
up?
works out very well with our manifest. And it's an exciting thing too, right? Because we're starting to move into that era of human space flight where we need to balance our commercial and our government, manifest.
BN1 is a manufacturing pathfinder, so it will be scrapped. We learned a lot, but we've already changed the design on BN2.
Now we have
Goal is to get BN2 with engines on the orbital pad before the end of April. It might even be orbit capable if we're lucky. Yikes. It's crazy.
Your next question comes from the line of Eric Berger from ARS Technica. Your line is
ARS Technica.
Hi, good morning, and thanks for doing this. A couple of questions. First of all, for Benji, it looks like you've got about a 5-month turnaround, or potentially even less, on this Crew Dragon Resilience.
Oh, well,
is that kind of at the limit of what SpaceX can do in terms of refurbishment, or do you hope in the future to be able to go faster? And then for Jared, I'm curious how you see this mission slotting into the long.
It's just kind of how you have to be, Havoc.
We've always had fits and starts with Soyuz orbital missions and things like that, but what kind of message would you like to send to the millions of people who would love to go into space and who would be alongside the two people, Shian and Chris, who joined your crew today? Thanks.
So for in terms of the refurbishment time, we have an awesome team out here, down here on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station and Kennedy Space Center, who do refurbishment all the time, right? We've been flying a lot of boosters, like the one behind me and the one on the other side as well. And they know how to do refurbishment. We've also been refurbishing a number of Dragons. Dragon has flown a number of times to station and reflown at least 9 times. And so we understand that, and we've been working on the development even of Dragon 2, which is the crew and new cargo variant, was designed from the beginning for rapid reflight. So we feel very good about the time frame that we're working in.
It's pretty cool, Max.
Thank you. And yeah, to answer the second part of the question, I think we're trying to deliver an awful lot of messages with this mission. It is the first time that a global superpower hasn't sent people up into orbital space. And I think that should send a message of all the things to come, right? We know someday in the future, 50, 100 years from now, you're going to have a lunar base at some point. You're going to probably have some sort of a Martian colony. But you have to start somewhere. And I think when this mission is complete, people are going to look at it and say it was the first time everyday people could go to space. And that's important, right? Because when you think about it, you do have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than becoming a NASA astronaut. And this has to eventually open up to more people. I think it'll come away with a number of other firsts. You're going to have the youngest American going to space. You're going to have the first astronaut with a prosthesis going to space, which should pose the question after this mission of what else can we do? How else can we further open up space for more people that it wasn't previously accessible to? And I think you're going to have a heck of a fundraising effort that's going to raise an awful lot of money to accomplish an awful lot of good here on Earth, so we earn the right to go out and explore among the stars. And that should be a model, I think, for other great endeavors in the future as well. So I hope that we're going to be able to take a lot of things away from this mission.
Your next question comes from the line of Marcia Dunn from the Associated Press. Your line is open.
Yes, hi. I hope you can hear me. Benji, I have a question. Do you envision the SpaceX training in the Dragon on the rocket to be just like what the NASA astronauts do, or are you going to tamp this down, scale it down for the general public, so to speak? I know you got 2 pilots on this crew, but how intensive do you expect it to be? And Jared, do you want it as intensive as if this were a NASA crew? Thank you.
Flying this crew safely, Marcia, as you know, is our number 1 goal, and bringing them home safely always. So training is part and parcel for that. So we'll be giving them all the training that they need in order to enjoy themselves and get the most out of the mission, as well as fly safely and take care of any emergencies if they were to arise. But I'll really give the rest of it to Jared to talk about training.
Well, as Benji knows, because we've certainly talked about this an awful lot, like we're not cutting any corners here on this one. We absolutely, hope for the day where, you've got, fishing buddies going up into space. Like that's what this is all about, is to make, space, more affordable and therefore more accessible to everyone. But, you got to get the first mission right for all the others to follow. So, we're not taking any shortcuts with any of the training that's going along with this. Like, we want to earn this position, and I know everyone on the crew shares that as well. Like
space fishing.
We're all lucky and fortunate to be here, but we have to earn it every step of the way. And I fully expect at the time of launch, having looked already at what the training curriculum looks like on the road ahead, that we'll all be like fully capable and ready to execute on the mission as commercial astronauts.
Your next question comes from the line of Irene Klutz from Aviation Week. Your line is open.
Thank you. Good morning and congratulations. 2 questions for Benji. Will the installation of the glass window in place of the forward hatch and docking adapter require any permissions or any oversight by NASA? And for Jared, how far down in the vetting process did you need to go to come up with your crew? Were these was everybody the first one picked, or were there some people that for one reason or another were not able to be selected? Thanks.
All right. In terms of the cupola, first of all, it's just awesome. It's the coolest thing ever. And there's a lot of neat firsts about this mission. I mean, above all, and as Jared keeps saying, and I think it's incredibly important to recognize, is that these are everyday people that get to go to space. And that gives me goosebumps even right now talking about it. But then the fact that we can give everyday people the coolest window that's ever flown, that's awesome. So, and in terms of, the engineering and the safety, absolutely utmost. We've done all the engineering work. We're continuing to go through all the analysis and testing and qualification to ensure everything's safe, and that it doesn't preclude any use of this spacecraft for other missions. And NASA has deep insight to everything we do for crew missions, from our factory through our launch vehicle, the Falcon, all the way through Dragon, all of our operations, everything we do, NASA has deep insight and they're great partners.
Okay, fair point,
and they have fleet-wide insight too, which means they get to see what we're doing and how we're analyzing this cool window. So we'll make sure they're part of the plan and go from there.
What makes them civilian astronauts? They're not affiliated with NASA.
Yeah, and really good question about the crew selection process. So right from the start, I intentionally made sure I was very distanced from that process. That's why we had a third-party administrator who handles sweepstakes to specifically, oversee the generosity, crew member selection process, and why we had, 4 independent judges handle the prosperity, crew selection process. What I do know is that you had a lot of good third parties and independent, people involved in the process who followed the rules and ultimately delivered us like the best crew I could possibly ask for Inspiration 4.
Your next question comes from the line of Chelsea Code from Space.com. Your line is open.
Hi, thanks so much. Chelsea Goes Space.com.
I'm just looking at the Falcon 9, I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm curious, as a multiple times over analog astronaut, how that experience has prepared you for this mission, and also as a scientist, but also as an artist, what you hope to bring back to Earth after completing this mission.
Great questions, Chelsea. Being an analog astronaut, I feel, has prepared me for this moment because I've lived in multiple Moon and Mars simulations. I actually lived in the high seas habitat for 4 months.
Cool.
And that mission was funded by NASA to investigate food strategies for long-duration spaceflight. And so when it comes to crew cohesion and crew conflict and how to use your strengths to get past those things, I have a lot of experience with that. And I hope to bring some of that knowledge with me to my crewmates and our mission to space. And as a scientist turned artist, I feel like I'm in the perfect position to meld both of those two things together and just share this message of hope and inspiration to the world. I can't think of anything better, like Chris said, being up in the Dragon capsule and with the cupola and looking back at Earth and being able to see all the geologic features and being able to describe what I'm seeing, the landforms and the ocean and our thin atmosphere, and thinking about the overview effect and just all of those things coming together, and then wrapping not only my scientific knowledge, but also this art and this poetry and this way of sending this message of hope and inspiration to everyone. And so that's one of my goals, is to use my space to inspire those within my reach and beyond.
Falcon.
Your next question comes from the line of Robert Perlman from Collect Space. Your line is open.
Thank you. Possibly for Jared or for anyone who wants to take it. When I think back to, or trying to find a parallel to other types of activities like this, when you think about non-career explorers going off and doing extreme travel, you associate with, like, if they climb Mount Everest, they have an experienced Sherpa with them. If they dive to Challenger Deep, they have a submarine designer who's done it multiple times. If there was a fifth seat, would you want an experienced astronaut on board as your guide? And without that, do you want to have
where's this picture coming from?
A former astronaut or even current astronaut as your crew's mentor for preparing on the ground?
That's all in your freaking war zone, man.
So I can start that off, and I mean, certainly welcome the input to anyone from the crew. I mean, when we were putting together Inspiration 4, I mean, we could have done that, like, right from the start, and reached out to, former astronauts, or collaborated with NASA on some astronauts. But, like, that wasn't what we were trying to achieve with this mission. We were trying to, send a message that everyday people can now go and explore among the stars. But that doesn't mean we're going up unprepared. To your question, like, we've all now had the opportunity to speak to several current and former NASA astronauts, and those conversations don't end today. They're going to continue all the way up through launch, and we certainly hope to learn from a lot of their experiences. We're also going to get really prepared for this trip. You don't go up on Everest right after just a hike in the backyard. Like, you build your way to it. You do a lot of training climbs. You build up that experience and confidence to take on something like that. It will be no different really with our mission. We're going to be training constantly, just as I talked about earlier, so that we're well prepared for this mission.
Not very long, E2, like a week,
I will add on to that I feel so fortunate that former NASA administrator and astronaut General Charlie Bolden was one of the people who endorsed my video on Twitter and has already reached out to congratulate me and to share his wisdom with us and the crew. I also have my good friend, former astronaut Scott Perezinski, who has also reached out and said, if there's anything that he can share with us, that he will. And so being able to have astronauts that have inspired me, and I've been able to become friends with them because I was that close to becoming a NASA astronaut myself. I was a finalist in the 2009 NASA selection process. And I feel so fortunate that, again, that's something that I can bring to the crew before we launch.
I think that we'll have time for maybe just 2 more questions.
Your next question comes from the line of Mary Liz Bender from Cosmic Perspective. Your line is open.
Thank you so much. Dr. Cyan Proctor, I am so emotional and excited for you. She's a dear friend of mine, everybody, and she deserves this seat so much. I just want to say, Cyan, I can't wait to talk to you personally, but can you please just tell me right now what that moment was like when you got that call? And Haley and Christopher, I would love to hear from you all as well if you can. Thank you.
Mary Liz, I got to tell you, and everybody who's watching, it was the best moment. I like to do the analogy of Harry Potter when he finds out that he's going to be a wizard, and he's like, I can't be a wizard. and just that kind of shock and awe, and the realization that it's setting in that this is real, that instead of that no call, I got the yes. And it's that life-changing yes moment, something that I have wanted my entire life. And I'm so thankful and so happy to be here. And I feel so fortunate that I'm going to space with these people around me. And so it was amazing.
Space is magic.
I loved it.
You heard it here first.
Sure. So when I found out just 3 weeks ago that I was going to space, getting on a Zoom call with Jared and the mission director Kid, it was just a moment where I had no idea this is exactly what they wanted to talk to me about. I still thought I was part of a large pool of candidates that they were doing some pre-verification to, weed out folks that you may or may not want, and that was not the case at all. And the fact was that they had picked my name, or my name was actually it was my friend whose name was picked, but he couldn't go for personal reasons and gave them my name. And I had entered the contest as well, but it was just this feeling like, okay, we're going to the next step where I'm now going to go through an interview process. But no, Jared was there, and Kid was there, and my friend was there who I hadn't seen or spoken to for several months, and really good to see him there. But it was this moment of, oh, I'm going to space. You picked me. Wow. Cool. Wow. I mean, it was a moment of shock. You didn't have any great reaction from me there. They haven't seen me react until like a few days later when we started going through some initial training and taking tours at SpaceX. And now it's just all the emotion and excitement's coming out. You have those, intense moments where some of the things that you've only seen or on TV or from videos or from movies to see behind the scenes, having those opportunities to see them in person, those were just some incredible, overwhelming moments that we've gotten to experience together over the last couple of days that really bring this all to life and makes it feel so real, and yet it's still so surreal. Having this opportunity with these guys to share that moment of inspiration with the world, to share that generosity that's been afforded to me and bring that message to everybody else, I really can't describe it any better than just wow.
Mary Liz, thank you for the question. I think my perspective of finding out was a little bit different because I hadn't even heard of Inspiration 4 at the time. It was when Inspiration 4 was still a secret. And I work for St. Jude, and St. Jude said they had something to talk to me about. And they called me and they told me about Inspiration 4 and how it was Jared's idea to use this first all-civilian mission to space for good and to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And then they asked if I wanted to go with them. And immediately I said yes. And I remember getting off the phone and my hands were shaking. It was just so exhilarating. This is definitely not something I ever imagined would happen. But I think that's what it makes it so fun for me. And I'm incredibly fortunate to be part of this really great team.
Your final question comes from the line of Alan Boyle from GeekWire. Your line is open.
Come on down.
Thank you. I wanted to follow up with Chris. I know that you're based in the Seattle area and in Everett, and what is this going to do for your day job? Are you going to continue to be working, or
he works for Lockheed Martin,
full-time astronaut trainee starting today?
Well, first and foremost, my full-time day job is to be, the father to my kids and a husband to my wife, and that's a responsibility I take first and foremost as my priority. And then I do have that full-time day job, and that it's going to be a balancing act. And I do have a great team. I am fortunate enough, though, to have an awesome supervisor and company that I'm working for that has flexible time and schedules, and they understand people have lives outside of work. And I just can't think of any greater opportunity to take that extra time than to be part of this crew. And being that ambassador, not just for Inspiration 4, but bring that inspiration back to my company and kind of share that message with them. I think it's going to be a challenge, no doubt. Balancing everything is a challenge, even as all parents know. We've all got things we have to take care of. but I am more than willing to give forth the effort, and as Jared mentioned earlier, to earn this spot throughout the next several months as we prepare for our first ever all-civilian space flight.
He's an engineer, guys. Engineer at Lockheed Martin. He's ex-Air Force, too.
Appreciate all the great questions.
That's what I was looking
and
up over here.
I think just an opportunity to close out. I just want to express again, how fortunate I feel to have such an amazing crew. Kind of been saying it all along since we announced the Inspiration 4 mission that, the stars have continued to align for us every step of the way and have continued to do so here with our crew. We've said it many times, but, our mission, it's right in the name of Inspiration 4, to deliver a powerful and inspiring message to people, not just about all the cool stuff that you can do out in space, but what we can accomplish here on Earth. And one of the means we wanted to deliver that inspiring message was through our crew selection process. To have people that can deliver a really powerful and inspiring message in their own right. And I know there's a lot of people that are out there and, may never want to be, astronauts someday and may not, be overly interested in rockets, but we'll look at, Haley and Dr. Proctor and Chris, and wind up coming away with something really powerful, whether it's, hope and overcoming adversity to grow up and live your dreams, or with Dr. Proctor, never giving up because your dreams could be right around the corner, or Chris with the spirit of generosity to help others pay it forward. I'm just, again, super fortunate to have you all on this crew now. And in about 6 months from now, right, we're gonna be lucky enough to be looking down at a pretty spectacular view of the Earth, a view that only about 500 or so other people have done. It should be a constant reminder to us of all the things and all the good we still need to try and accomplish here on Earth. So with that, thank everybody again for being here with us today and learning about Inspiration 4.
I like that. It's 39A right there. That's also 39A. Look at the abandoned Starship pad. Oh. Alright, well, SN11 is wrecked. Yeah. And, Inspiration 4 crew was announced. That's cool. They're civilian astronauts. Yep, that's what they are. The WENHOP this morning, Julio. Torg, just judging by the sheer amount of scattered debris that we see on the ground from SN11, I'm pretty sure it exploded in midair. Truck stream today? Yeah. I'm going to take a break, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired. I'm still tired. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm going to go back to bed for a couple hours. And then I'll probably start up the truck streams a little later tonight. Yeah? Something like that. Bright side, it didn't crash. Yeah. What time is Space News? Well, today's my day off, Cuban. So I was gonna go work on the truck today, so not necessarily gonna get a Space News today. Hey, no problem, Haggis, is all good. Yeah, it was fun. I'm still like half asleep, but it was fun. Hoppy is alive. That's right. That's right. Next week, which civilian will carry the torch? Tune in for another adventure of reality astronauts. Yeah, no problem, Forlorn. It's all good. My buddy Mick is working in his garage right now. Trying to see what he's up to over there. Let's go see what he's up to. He's the one that's streaming right now. So that's Mad Ford Engineering. He's working on, looks like he's working on an engine, or working on installing an engine. So go see what Mick's up to. Not sure what he's up to right now. He's out of the shed right now, but let's go see what he's up to, guys. I'll probably see you guys around 2, 3 o'clock, something like that. I'm gonna go back to sleep, get a couple more hours of sleep, and then I'm gonna go work on the truck. Go see what